The Colosseum was a place where the best of the best threw down to see who would be the last standing. Some contestants came from nothing, just to rise to the top. What if I started with the bare minimum in Elestrals, just enough packs to make a legal deck? I would clash with other casters with the eventual goal of winning a tournament. Every win would reward a single randomized pack to upgrade my deck, with other rewards along the way. Will I be the last caster standing? It's time to enter the Colosseum. Alright guys, here we are, back episode 8. Thanks for joining us again on our quest to win with a very bad deck. Quest for creating a better deck. You know, you get it. Anyways, we are here today with Rylamon. Rylamon, pretty cool guy. He met him in the Discord, played a few games with him. The one thing that sticks out to me about Rylamon is he makes some really interesting decks. The first time I played him, he played some monstrosity that included Cyanectar and Wasp Ivy, which doesn't sound too bad on its own. It had some other stuff in there, I don't quite remember, but I just remember it being crazy and it smacked me. So anyways, we got Rylamon today. Thanks for playing, Rylamon. He also has a YouTube. Words are hard. I will tag him in the description so you guys can check out his channel if you would like to do that. So anyways, Rylamon started with a mulligan here, so good start for us. Anytime that an opponent wants to get rid of spirits on their own, we love. And he ends up going first. I think I won the high roll and I opted to go second. So he goes first, casts out Ardbud here. And Ardbud, whenever it receives a Earth Spirit, it gets to grab an Insectoid. So he grabs the Viscerus right there. Viscerus, pretty good card against us, so we do not love to see that. But we'll see how this goes. He sets a back row. And passes it over to us. And so we are one loss away. Yeah, we lost 2 to Rybot. We lost to Ago. And so this will be our 5th loss in a row or a win. And so we will be opening a pack either way at the end of this episode. We start out with a Toxiswarm here. And Toxiswarm we just added back in. I took it out. I realized I took it out. And then like the next episode put it back in talking about how good it was. Like I don't know why I was a dummy and just didn't leave it in initially. But anyways, Toxiswarm burns him for 1. And we'll try to swing in, but get hit with the Tsunami right there. So, Toxiswarm going to defense. It is a 4-1, so kind of unfortunate that it goes to defense right there, being very tiny that Ardbud can even hit over it if he wants. We do set the one back row. Could be anything. As you guys know, the only back row that we have that's actually usable is Chains of Prometheus. So, set the chains right there, and pass it over to Rylamon. He casts out a Cyanectar right there, and then equips the Poison Tunic to our Toxiswarm. Poison Tunic just says whenever that Elestral is destroyed, the owner of that Elestral has to expend 2. So he equips that to our Toxiswarm. He also casts out a Cyanectar right before that. Cyanectar, whenever Poison Tunic or Poison Tip there, I believe either of them are cast out, it allows it to ascend into Wasp Ivy. So already not looking too great for us. He throws out the Wasp Ivy right here. He's going through a lot of his own spirits pretty quickly, which is decent for us. However, we are now staring down a Wasp Ivy, which is not an ideal position to be in. So he will go ahead and swing over the Toxiswarm right there. And I believe he just gets in for 1 with the Ardbud here. So yeah, and then we pay out the 2 for the Poison Tunic. That's right. So we have to pay out a total of 3 right there. We have no board presence in terms of Elestral. It's just the one chain set in the back row. The good news is the Wasp Ivy has a small defense, so if there's any way we can change its position, I believe it's just 1 or 2 defense. We can get over it pretty easily. So we know we have Mudlet in our deck, and we know we have 3 Rummagem. So hopefully we can see a way to get to an option, and we go ahead and cast out the Rummagem right there. So decent for us. Rummagem's kind of slow, so it's not super ideal, but consistency is consistency, and it allows us to see some of the stuff that we need to see, even if it takes a turn longer than we would like. So we go ahead and grab out the Mudlet right there. Go ahead and shuffle the deck here. We do have an Eddy in the deck as well. Obviously, just no way of searching out the Eddy. So let's see. Yeah, I passed it back after that. He set another one and then threw out a Viscerus. So we're in kind of a rough spot right here. He will be able to get over the Viscerus, or over the Rummagem with his Viscerus, and he'll be able to trigger Viscerus. to swarm the board with another one. They'll obviously both be buffed by each other, so 6 attack, 2 defense. However, luckily the second one gets casted in defense. And then he'll be able to swing for 2 with the Wasp Ivy and 1 for the Arbud. So we have another 3 right there while he's looking for the other Viscerous, and there it is. So we'll go ahead and get the 3 spirits ready. He does cast the Viscerous out, and yep, there attacks for the 3, and we're in a pretty rough spot now. 2 Viscerous, worse than 1 Viscerous. The only upside to seeing 2 Viscerous is, another one can't come from the deck with it being semi-limited. So I guess that's the one upside if you even want to see it that way. We did top deck the EQ, so we will go ahead and pay that out to kill the Wasp Ivy. I did want to keep the EQ just in case, because I know obviously Arbud leads to Antitan, and I'm very afraid of Antitan. I don't think we have any other answer other than the EQ. However, I know he has 2 back row right there, so, and I'm pretty sure we already got hit with a Tsunami earlier, so I didn't want to chance it. I didn't want to throw Mudlet out and then just, run into a Tsunami, a Shield or something. I guess Shield wouldn't be the worst case, but run into something and then, basically we lose the Mudlet and then have to EQ anyway. So I was like, let's just go ahead and EQ here. We do get a Verituka out here. Verituka, we misenchant with water on it, which would be fine playing into the Tsunami. However, we get Gorgon's Gazed, and it's a perfect opportunity for us to flip up our chains right here. So really want to get one of the Viscerous down. Yeah, we don't want him to go crazy with the Arbud, the Aardvarm, and the Antitan line, so I figure trying to get rid of the Viscerous ASAP is probably the best option. So he gets rid of that right there, and it will be over to us. Actually, I think I had to run away for just a second here, and we're back. Sorry for that delay. My niece and my daughter were upstairs and they were yelling. I had to figure out what chaos was going on upstairs, so I had to run upstairs for a minute. But anyways, back to the game here. You guys obviously won't be missing anything. That'll be all edited out. And he will use the Arbud effect. He'll target the Viscerous. That will allow him to search for the Aardvarm, from deck, and he'll be able to special ascend into it directly from the deck. So Aardvarm comes out here 6'2", 6'3". I think it's a 6'3". And Aardvarm also does some cool stuff. Lets him get into the Antitan. And sorry, I don't know what just happened. We lost a little bit. He is able to search out a Spectaris right there. So Spectaris, not a great card for us to have to deal with. I say that about a lot of different cards. There's a lot of cards that are good against us. Basically anything that hurts us, that's how I refer to it. It's just not a good thing for us to see. Anyways, he will cast out the Spectaris right there. And I believe he can, Aardvarm has some kind of effect where it can just, I don't know if it's disenchant a spirit or if it's destroy an insectoid or whatever, but it can just immediately do that and then go into the Antitan. And so we see that right here. Big Antitan is out. Antitan does a lot of stuff. It can destroy insectoids on either side of the field. I didn't realize that until this clash, but like if I had some kind of insectoid out, he can destroy it to do stuff, and it just seems pretty crazy. I haven't played against it a whole lot, but once again, leave it to Rylomon to show me some new stuff that's just insane. So he goes ahead and casts out an Ambrosia right there, heals up a little bit, and then he will swing for 2 over the Verituka, unfortunately. And like I said, we used the Earthquake earlier. I just don't know if we have anything else left in deck. I want to say the stat line is like an 11-8 on the Antitan, somewhere around there. It's huge. So without any kind of removal, we're just kind of in a bad position. So anyways, I cast out a Jatagua right here. Feel like I just want to heal up a little bit, play a little bit of defense. Just see if we can live another turn to dig through maybe some kind of solution in the deck. Although, like I said, I don't know if there's much in there that we can do. I was thinking if there's some way we could switch the position and then maybe sprout or search for Necklace that maybe, something could get over, but it's a long shot at this point. So he'll swing over the Jatagua, pass it back over to us. He did set one more that turn too, so 3 back rows in and Titan We're down pretty low at this point too. Cast out a Rummagem here. And yeah, I think this is where I was considering, like, I was looking through all of them. Station obviously doesn't do anything, you know, Cypron doesn't do anything, Paleoth doesn't do anything, but Sprouter's the one thing that, you know, might be able to do something, or if we don't take too much damage next turn, we might be able to figure something out here. So we do go ahead and pick up that Sprouter. It's really unfortunate. Every time someone mulligans against me, I'm like, oh, there's a little bit of hope, and then, you know, they're able to bring out Wasp-Ivy and Titan in the same clash. It's just feels very bad. Like I said, good news is we get a pack either way though, so hope we get some new cards to add, some new good cards I should specify to add to the deck here soon. He does use the Titan effect to destroy the Rummagem, and then he'll swing for another 3 spirits right there. It leaves us down, or takes us down to 2, and we do have the Sprouter, but even in, you know, if we cast out Sprouter, search a necklace, there's just not anything that we can do. So we go ahead and scoop there, take another loss. We are on to another pity pack. So let's get over to the wheel. Alright, unfortunately we're back at the wheel. We lost 5 straight, and like one in 15, 16, somewhere in there. We've lost a lot. That's all that matters. So anyways, back here at the wheel. Not really sure what we want here. There's some solid options. Thunder would be cool, I think, specifically just for Astrobit. Earth would be kind of cool. Again, I feel like Earth is just really solid all around. What else we got? I actually think Fire might be decent. You get like Necrufts in there. I think the Gorgon's Gaze is a promo in there, and then Lunar actually I think Lunar might actually be the best option right now. You get like Drakid, Drakking, you get Spectaris in there. Yeah, there's a lot of options there. So anyways, just get to it. And it looks like it is close. Nothing popped up. Okay, Thunder. So it looks like we get the Astrobit. We get a shot at some other cool cards in there. What else is in there? Scrolling up to see. Chance at Zeus. Zeus would be crazy. A chance at Thunderstorm, also kind of crazy. Shield of Achilles, also kind of crazy. We'll get a Quackle in there, pretty solid. Toxion. So anyways, let's get over there and see what we get. Alright, fresh after our 5th loss in a row, this one coming at the hands of Rylamon, we get to open another pack. So we rolled Thunder. I'm blanking, sorry. Rolled Thunder here. So we'll go ahead and go through a little pity pack collection and get straight into it. So good thing we get an Astrobit. Astrobit, best card. The face of Elestrals. Great card. Hopefully, I think the best holo that we could possibly get would probably be Zeus. Zeus, another crazy card. It's been limited, just came back in competitive Elestrals. However, was limited to 1 for a long time because it's crazy, and even after the first premier tournament of Moonrise, a lot of people are already saying that it should go back to 1. So we'll take this one. Hopefully, we can get one of those. Shield of Achilles, also another holo in here would be crazy. Yeah, let's just get into the opening, see what we get. Toxion, another great card. This also will definitely make the list. Lycavolt. Toxion, sorry, I should also specify. 4/2, when he receives 1 or more Thunder Spirits, your opponent must expend 1, so it kind of does the same thing that the Toxic Swarm does, just a little bit better stat line with the 2 defense. Lycavolt here, 6/3/2, costs Thunder, gets +2 for each amp up in your underworld. That doesn't matter for us at all. When he destroys an opponent's Elestral in battle, you can look at your opponent's hand and discard a card from it. So decent 2-drop, we might actually see if we can fit that in. Spark It, very banned card right here, nexus up to 2 Thunder. When you do, you can look at an opponent's hand and discard a card from it. Obviously this is banned since early Elestrals. It and Astrobit were a menace together, so this one will go very well with our 2 Drataya that we have sitting in Tartarus. Quackle, 2/3. When it's cast, you can return up to 3 Thunders from your underworld to your spirit deck. Solid card. Astrobit, the best card in Elestrals, 2/5. When it receives a Thunder, so not just when it's cast, when it receives a Thunder, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, shuffle the rest of your deck. Great card. Moment of Truth. We get, boom, Shield. Yes, okay. Very good card for us to get right here. Another counter rune. Just love to see it. It's one of the best ones in the game. You want to see Gorgon's Gaze, PTA, Shield of Achilles. Those are the three. So anyways, we get some great upgrades right here. These 4 will go in for sure. It's kind of ironic. We got Thunder, Water, and Earth as our first 3 pity packs, and those are like the best Pantheons as of now. So anyways, great for us. I'm happy that we hit the shield. Let's get over to a quick little deck, not a full-on deck profile, but we'll go over what we're taking out and all that. Alright, still here looking at the deck. Wanted to show you guys the upgrades to the deck. So obviously adding the shield. We're replacing the Rhine with the shield. Rhine, you know, not a great card, doesn't do a whole lot for us. It does have a 5 defense, however, I was thinking about it, and we don't want to play defense. Like, I feel like if we just play defense, we're just allowing them to progress their board. So even though it's got a 5 defense, that's it. We're going to get rid of it for something better. So shield to go in, Toxion over the Frigid Cub here. Frigid Cub, we obviously cannot Nexus Frost Spirits. We only have 1 Frost Spirit in the Spirit deck, so we're going to cut the Frigid Cub here. It basically just acts as a 4-2 for us at this point. We have enough big attackers, so Frigid Cub will be the next thing gone. We cut the Volcanic Forge. I like having the second Stadium, however, for Stadium War specifically, however, we only have 2 Fire Spirits, and we want to keep those for chains if we see it, so it, for right now, what does not make the cut might come back later. Astride obviously coming in because, like I said, best card in Elestrals. Coastalith, I know it's only been in the deck for a couple episodes. One of our only hollow pulls, but it's just really not that good. It's a 2/8. It doesn't do a whole lot when you cast it. You can special cast a 1 Spirit, Water Celestial, decent. However, it's never attacking over anything. You know, we rarely get a chance to ascend. So hoping to ascend and hoping to have Galaxy and get Galaxy out, it's just there's better options. So unfortunately going to get rid of the Coastalith, add the Quackle in over that. And lastly, this one I kind of went back and forth on, but these cards do similar things whenever like a Volt is whenever it destroys an opponent's Celestial in battle, you can look at your opponent's hand and discard a card from it. So you do get a look at it and you get a pick, which is pretty good. Which the same thing for Zephyrog, except it's when it deals damage to an opponent. This one can also attack directly, so you know you can get spirit damage and do that effect, whereas this one might not be able to. However, this one obviously 4/3, 6/3 is obviously just better, but also big deciding factor, we only have 1 Wind Spirit, and so you know, like I said, the few times that we're going to be able to ascend, we might have, you know, used the Wind Spirit already. So we're gonna cut the Zephyrog, add in the Lycavolt in the last slot. And lastly, we will be replacing the Luminape that I've been trying to get rid of for a while now with a Zaptor. Nothing against Luminape, obviously we just don't have any solar cards, so it does us nothing. It's always the first thing we expend, and Spark It will join its friends in Tartarus. So on to game 2 for episode 8. Alright, we're back for, what's this, game 2. Fresh off the pity pack. The great pity pack gives us the best card in the game. Anyways, we are here today against GarrulousCervid, top Elestrals player, GarrulousCervid. They actually topped the premier tournament that happened on February 8th. I believe they got top 4, so big congrats to them. They were playing Blistrix, the only Blistrix to get top 8. And yeah, they continue to do a little bit of work after that. So like I said, congrats to them. Also, big thank you to them for the games. Always a great time being able to play someone who's just better than the game that you start to learn some things when playing against better players. So big shout out to them, much appreciated. Anyways, they started their turn with a set back row and an expended draw. So decent for us. They pass it over to us, and we go ahead and cast out the golden apples here. Roll the dice off screen like an idiot. I didn't realize that the dice actually went off screen. So we'll end up hitting the Doppelgator out of their hand, and I will commit to making sure that the rest of my dice rolls will be on screen. We also mill a Viscerus and an Astrabbit there from them, so pretty good hits for us. We'll go ahead and cast out a Toxion here as well, so we'll be able to burn for 1. Bring a new card added to the deck for this clash. We'll be able to burn them for a Lycanroc right here, and we'll go ahead and swing for 1 as well. So decent start here for us. being able to do a couple spirits worth of damage here. And we unfortunately don't have any back row, but we will be able to pass it back over to them. So yeah, also big shout out to GarrulousCervid here. They sent me a video of the correct pronunciation of Garrulous. I was saying Garrulous for the longest time, so my apologies for the mispronunciation. But the video also is talking about the actual definition of the term garrulous, which, just to fill you guys in, is an adjective that is used to describe a person who talks a lot, specifically about topics that aren't too important. So I actually laughed out loud when I saw that video. But anyways, back to the game here. They cast out a Spectrus and are able to get over our Toxion pretty easily. Pass it back over to us, and we'll go ahead and cast out a Verituka. Unfortunately, Verituka's met with a Gorgon's Gaze here. Verituka actually a pretty good card against Specterus because they both suppress each other, but the effect of Verituka actually kicks in before Specterus is able to suppress it. So it would hypothetically be able to destroy the Specterus as long as it's attacking into the Specterus. Unfortunately, the Gaze stops that though, so won't be able to see that interaction today. They will go ahead with the cast of Astrabbit. The very beautiful Stellar Astrabbit. Be able to add another card to hand right here. Obviously the Specterus big problem for us. It's showing that it's the 5 attack gets over a lot of things and causes us a lot of problems. So anyways, yeah, they'll be able to clear the Verituka here and get in from one with the aggressive bunny. And that's exactly what they will do. So they'll get a little bit further ahead in this clash, and we'll see what we will be able to do to combat that. I'll go ahead and draw a card right there. Got a few options here. Our main goal for these clashes has been to get into some kind of ascension and try to be able to control the board from that point. And obviously not able to do that so far this clash. We'll see if we can turn it around. Cast out the Misenchanted Cyprong right here with the Leviathan, just in case they have a Tsunami set. We'll be able to successfully attack over the Astrabbit. So a decent little swing there for us. However, they do have a Gnabi in hand to cast out and potentially be able to, well, obviously be able to lower our attack on receive. Gnabi will lower non-lunar solar enchanted Elestrals by 2. I don't know why I've been calling it Gnabi, but in my head that's the only thing, and that's the only way I've been reading it lately, and for whatever reason I think it's the funniest thing ever, although it's probably really dumb. But they will be able to clear and get a Spirit of damage right there. Fortunately for us, we did hit the Doppelganger out of their hand earlier this clash with the Golden Apple, so no Ascension, luckily. They'll pass it back over, and we'll cast out the Eddy. Great card. However, it is met with a Gorgon's Gaze on its own. I think that might be the first time that we've casted Eddy since pulling it a couple episodes ago in Daybreak. So, great card, however, doesn't work in this situation because of the Gaze. So, unfortunately, we just have to pass it back over to them. Looks like they opt for an expended draw right here. And they'll be able to swing over the Eddy with the Specterus and then get in for another damage with the Gnabi. So, I'm probably never not going to read at this point, so if that annoys you, I apologize. Pass it back over to us on an empty board right here. I wanted to go through the Underworld here, just seeing what we've already went through. I believe I had a Rummagem in hand, and I wanted to see what I could potentially get out of the deck. I believe one of the options I also had here was a Panzer, and Panzer, actually pretty underrated card. We'll get back to Panzer in a second. We do cast out the Jolton right here, be able to search for a stadium. So I think we opt to go for, actually I think our only target at this point is the Foloi Forest. We removed the Forge and the Island of Aeolia for different reasons. So I believe the only option is the Forest here, but anyways, back to Panzer. Panzer gets buffed based on enchanting spirits on the, or enchanting earth spirits on the board, I believe, as well as a potential bonus from the Foloi Forest. So we're trying to set up something here. Unfortunately, that's not going to work with the Specterus because Specterus will just negate or suppress, and stop the defensive bonus of the Panzer. So Not the greatest spot right here, but we'll do a little bit of deck thinning right here. Grab the forest, maybe something comes up. Maybe we can, I don't know, grab a Mustation or something. But we have to crash with the Nobby, I'll say it correctly. Able to crash with the Nobby right there, hoping that they don't have a follow-up play. Pass over them, and they do actually have the Galaxy. So once again, 5 attack stats. Not great for us. I mean, even in just the short history of Elestrals, 5 attack stats are just great, and they continue to be great. So Garrulous will get in for 2 spirits worth of damage right there, pass it back over to us. We opt for a Drops of Leaf right here, so hopefully we can get to, I don't know, maybe an Earthquake, get to just something that'll help us. So we pay 2 Vipires right there. I think it's safe to assume at this point we won't need the Chains of Prometheus. So we'll go ahead and pay the 2 Vipire right there, shuffle some cards back. We'll shuffle back the Giraflora and the Lycanus, so not Lycanus, like a Volt instead. Shuffle those 2 back. We'll go ahead and draw 3 cards. Hopefully get to see some of our power cards here. Honestly, though, at this point, I'm not too sure how I would even deal with the Spec and the Galaxy. I mean, obviously, Earthquake takes care of one of them. I have to figure out what to do with the second Celestial, best case scenario. However, I think it's safe to assume I didn't draw the Earthquake right here because I probably would have thrown it down instantly. And so we're back to trying to figure out. I do opt for the Panzer here. Panzer 3/3 gets +1 defense for each enchanting earth. Play out the Foloi Forest here. Gives it a small buff, and yeah, I just go back over the card right here, and I could. This is the point where I realized I screwed up. The Spectaris can just negate or suppress the effect, not negate the effect. Suppress it, and that buff that it gives itself will be no longer existent. So, bit unfortunate here for us, but obviously you play with the cards that you draw, and here we are. So, we'll just go ahead and pass it back over to Garrulous right here. They get to draw another card, and looks like. See, what do we see here? We see Spectaris number 2. So, yeah, one Spectaris was an issue enough for us right here, and I think I just showed I just said at this point, like, yeah, you got us at this point. So they showed the Zeus in hand right there that they had it anyways, and yeah, game over for this one. We take the L, and yeah, big shout out to Garrulous. Thanks for playing. We will get back to it next episode. Thanks for watching, guys.